Hey, my name is Rice. This is the channel where we talk about Bitcoin and other things surrounding the cryptocurrency space. Make sure you like, subscribe, and please hit that notification bell because I am random as hell. I usually only drop stuff when there's things going on in the space that I really want you guys to know about. All right, so let's get into it. It's been a lot going on recently, guys. I'm going to start off with what's going on on Capitol Hill. So basically, recently, a bunch of executives and CEOs in the crypto industry went and they testified before Congress. They're basically trying to get a better understanding with regulators and lawmakers going forward into 2022. And I literally watched it live in pieces. It was a lot of people that testified. It was a very long hearing. But then I went through and then I watched the highlights like at least 3 or 4 times, and I was looking at certain people that were speaking and the things they were saying, and the questions that were being asked by the lawmakers and the congressmen, and it was pretty interesting. So from what I got from it, guys, in a nutshell, pretty much, they don't understand crypto at all. And when I'm talking about Congress, I'm talking about the lawmakers and the politicians. They don't understand crypto, and the ones that think they understand it, they have this idea that Bitcoin and crypto is just gonna overthrow the dollar, which is not the case at all. That was like one of the number one questions. Is it going to undermine the dollar? Is it going to overthrow the dollar? Is it going to overtake the dollar? Like, no. And they were explaining, like, no, Bitcoin is this, it's separate, it's its own entity and all this good stuff. And if you guys want to see more of it, just go on YouTube, type in crypto and Congress, and you'll see kind of like what was being said in exchange between the two parties. But it was very interesting, and I feel like a lot of those politicians and lawmakers, I feel like they got more insight and more understanding of our market in general, because just based off the questions that they were asking, you could tell they really didn't understand our market. And the people that went to represent us, the crypto community, they did a damn good job, man, of bringing those guys along and opening their eyes to the way this market works and functions. All right, so that was one of the things that was big that's been going on recently. The biggest piece of news right now, which happened just yesterday, so the Senate approved a debt ceiling increase to $2.5 trillion, man. $2.5 trillion. So like, we were already in debt like what, 28 trillion, something like that. So now we're at like damn near $30 trillion of debt. How are we going to pay back $30 trillion in debt, guys? Like, listen to that amount, 30 trillion. 30 trillion. And it's only going to go higher because all they're going to do is they're not going to be able to, when it comes back around for them to pay, they're not going to be able to pay it. So they're going to raise the debt ceiling again and pay that debt with that debt, and the cycle continues. Man, this is just a loop of destruction. I don't know. They think they're in control. They are not in control at all of this monetary system. They think they're in control, but dude, inflation is just running rampant. It is out of complete control. Like, it's chaos as far as this inflation goes. The supply chain is still messed up, and them passing, I think it's called the Build Back Better infrastructure bill is what it's called, the triple B, Build Back Better bill. And the Republicans, I'm not going to get into the politics of all this, but the Republicans and some Democrats, they were not happy with this bill being approved because we don't have a stranglehold on this inflation. Like, and the money printer is just still going, man. But I told you guys in previous videos, once that money printer starts, you can't stop it. Once you start digging that hole, you have to keep digging. You can't just cut the supply off. The economy would just be in complete anarchy if you just shut the money off like that when you're flooding the system with the money like that. But all this is built on debt, and it's just going to lead to a path that's not going to be good, man. Anytime you're building on debt, that house is on some shaky ground, man, and that money printer, it's not going to stop, guys. So what that means is the cost of goods, gas, everything is going to continue to increase. Like they predicted. Okay, let's talk about that since we're talking about inflation. So they predicted inflation to be about 2%, right? It's damn near triple that, right? It's what, 6.8% right now? Like, that's insanity, man. So they finally came out and said that inflation isn't transitory. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, finally came out and said, maybe we should get rid of this word transitory. When we all knew it wasn't transitory. For those, transitory means temporary. We knew inflation wasn't going to be temporary because you guys printing money isn't temporary. You guys haven't stopped it, and you guys aren't going to stop. So how the hell is inflation going to be transitory or temporary? So opt out, guys. This is the exit strategy. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. How many times have I said it? It is the greatest hedge against inflation we have ever seen. They are moving their money out of physical gold into this digital gold for a reason, guys. That the Fed is not going to stop. Like, cash is trash. They're inflating it into oblivion. I've said that a million times. Bitcoin is the way out. Anytime more borrowing and more spending, more printing just causes more inflation, which just causes the poor to get poorer. Like, the wealthy don't care. Like, okay, yeah, their inflation hits them, but not like the average 9-to-5 working American citizen. Like, they are going to be the ones that get hit the most. And then the crazy part about it, the government's been taking in more revenue from taxes every year, but the inflation's still out of control. So they're taking more money from us, but our purchasing power is just being stomped on pretty much. But anyway, guys, so again, let me get back to Bitcoin is the greatest hedge against inflation. The only way I see you being able to survive this inflation crisis, this inflation that's soaring just out of control, is to put your money into Bitcoin. It is the greatest store of value we've ever seen. Put your money into Bitcoin. Become your own bank. Protect your wealth at all costs, because the government does not care about your purchasing power. They don't care about your wealth. They don't care about your savings. They don't care about you. Like, obviously, they just passed a bill for to increase the debt, another 2.5 trillion. Like, trillion, guys. Trillion. And it's not going to stop. It's only going to get worse. Like, this is insanity, man. You got senators saying thank God for Bitcoin and stuff like that, because they see what's going on. They see what the government is doing with the money. Like, and it's not just the United States. Inflation is spiked in all countries, you know what I mean? Like China, Russia, Brazil, Africa. Inflation is as high everywhere. I think China's the only one that has their inflation at about 2%, which is, you can maintain at that, but that's still high, and it's increasing too. But that's because, of course, they control most of the supply chain because they have all the products. But anyway, let me get back on track. So yeah, guys, like, you got to find a way out of this, man. Like, okay, if you're not getting an increase in a raise, or excuse me, if you're not getting a raise or an increase from your employer, or you're not making more money than the inflation rate, then you're actually losing money, or you're just breaking even. And that is not how a person should live at all. Like, that's crazy. That is insanity, man. They got to get a hold of this inflation. I see they're tapering back. They came out and said they are going to taper back, which means they're not going to buy securities off the market. Basically, they were pumping money into the markets, the stock market and stuff like that, keeping it afloat. But it's with money that they're indebted with. Like, that is crazy to me, man. It's all monopoly money. Like, seriously, this is all monopoly money, and this is literally a game, and it's a dangerous game that they're playing right now. Just with this just printing money. Like, oh my God, there's no telling what the cost of goods is going to be in 2022. Like, oh my goodness, this is terrifying. If you're someone who's trying to save money, who's trying to get a house, who's trying to purchase a car, like, used car prices are up, rent prices are up, everything is up right now. Like, it costs so much to live, like, just to survive right now is ridiculous. But we have a solution. We have a way out. Bitcoin is the way out. It is the ultimate exit strategy. It is the life raft for this wave of destruction that the government is causing. But I know I'm ranting a little bit, guys, but it's just insane to see. And a lot of people thought they weren't even going to be able to approve this bill so fast. So I think they won by like one vote. It was like 50-49, I think was what the vote was. So they barely got it passed. But it's just insanity, man. Insanity. We're damn near $30 trillion in debt currently. Like, oh my God, that's insanity, man, that they keep increasing that. But and that's just the way that the government functions. It's a corrupt system. It's a evil system, man. Like, you should not be making poor people poorer, and you know it. Like, and have no solution in sight. But I mean, that honestly, I believe that's why Bitcoin was created. It's like, okay, yeah, it's good to make money and make profits off of Bitcoin, but there's more of a philosophical. What's the word? It's more of a benefit to mankind than just making money. You get what I'm saying? And soon people will see it. I think they're slowly starting to see it. We've been seeing an increase in wallet addresses, meaning more people are getting on board with, or at least taking a step into crypto. Probably because they're scared by this inflation that the government is causing. But I'm gonna keep this video short and sweet, guys. Like I said, just look into Bitcoin a little bit harder. And if you're not looking into Bitcoin, just look at what they're doing with our money. Look at how jacked up the monetary system is right now. And then take a look at Bitcoin and you'll see why we need Bitcoin. Like, you need Bitcoin to survive. Like, it is the life raft. It is the oxygen mask on this plane of that is just headed into this. Oh my God, this is just insane, man. But anyway, I'm gonna keep this video short and sweet. You guys keep stacking sats. Stay safe out there. Have a Merry Christmas. If I don't see you guys again, be safe. I'll hit you up later.